not quite plenty of power. We have plenty of power. We have 0 people free, although we do have housing 2 now, which means, well, we actually upgraded them from, well, living in a shipping container into something that better resembles a house. We have plenty of food, 41 months worth. We can now plant trees and continue to make bricks for more construction parts. So the only thing I can see we're short on is really more coal, which is probably a case of add another truck and probably, if I had enough time, add another small excavator. But this is, like I said, seems like a good spot to leave this particular live stream. As always, I need to thank you guys for catching the stream, enjoying the stream, hopefully. If you want to see more content from me, you can catch me over at YouTube. That is, well, down the bottom right-hand corner. YouTube, JD Plays. I've played a lot of Captain Industry. I think I'm up over 1,000 hours now. And have a number of tutorial videos. So if you get stuck, by all means, head over there. Or if you just want to sit back, relax, and go through a Let's Play, by all means, swing by. Anyway, with all that said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye. G'day, mate, and welcome to Captain Industry with me, Jitty. Today, we're going to have a look at the brand new update number 1. It's brand new, it's just out, highly recommended. Play it. I've already had a chance to have a little bit of a look at it, and, well, there are many updates, and today we're going to get into some of them. First thing I want to do is I want to start a brand new game, and of course, we're going to choose the map, Insula Mortis. Now, of course, that brings us into the game. Now, there is a whole bunch of tutorials, most of which I'm going to skip through just for time's sake, but we are going to follow basically our quest log up the top left. What we need to know is, well, we're the captain of a wonderful ship that's found an island where we can hopefully resettle after the great natural disaster. What that disaster was, who knows, doesn't matter. The point is, we have a factory to build and an island to build it on. First thing we're going to do is going to pause and have a good look at the map. Now, if we hit F11, we can zoom out. We can get an idea of why this might be called Death Island. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a challenging item, the island. It's not one of the easy ones. In fact, this is one of the fairly advanced ones. Really designed for the expert players among us. So, with that out of the way, let's see what we have to start with. We have, well, a couple of trucks to get us started, also a tree harvester. Our first objective the game wants to do is set up some tree harvesting with this button down here, and I'm going to choose to harvest the trees right here because they're going to be in my way. Next thing the game wants to do is select our tree harvester and assign 2 trucks to it. Done. 2 trucks are going to come over and start mining that, and at the same time we need to build a coal maker. There we go, found it. And we're going to put that right in the middle of the forest. That way the trucks don't have to travel too far. And connected to that, it's going to need a smokestack. That is because it outputs, well, exhaust. So we're going to set those 2 up. The other trucks will grab construction materials because we do have some construction materials in our shipyard and bring them across. The other thing we need to do is we need to set up a research lab, which is under buildings. There we go, research lab. We can put this absolutely anywhere, and for the moment, I'm going to put this over here because it's out of the way. As soon as we get a research lab up and running, we start looking at research. Personally, I'm just going to jump straight into looking at research. No, I can't. It's not unlocked. Come on, get that research lab up and running. There we go. All right, with that out of the way, we can look at research, which is G for research, and we can choose to unlock a whole bunch of things. The first thing I want to unlock is going to be construction. We're going to be setting up a factory. I want to be able to construct things. The second thing I want to choose, and that's just for my own personal play sake, is I want to unlock all the tools. So that is cut, copy, paste, copy settings, pause buildings, all that sort of stuff. They're locked behind a very quick research. So we're going to add that to the queue as well. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some farming because, well, we have 90 people that we're going to need to feed. Currently, we have 67 months worth of food, but more food is probably better. With those 2 out of the way, next thing we're going to need to do is set up a blast furnace. Now, a blast furnace will let us start smelting things, and we're going to be intentionally putting that near our iron reserves. Now, when we put down one of these, this will take in iron scrap plus some coal, give us molten iron and exhaust. I need to take the molten iron and put it into 2 casting machines. We're going to build one. Let's go here. And then the second one, I'm going to press the F button to flip it around, and I'm going to put it here. With those two out of the way, I need to connect this molten channel from one to the other. And also it has an exhaust I need to deal with as well. So we're going to put in another smokestack. Now the trucks are going to come over and auto deliver the coal, which we're getting from our little coal maker here, which is bringing in the wood to convert it into coal. But of course, we also need the iron scrap. On our little island, we started with some very basic buildings. One being a bunch of shipping containers that we're housing our lovely 90 people with it. Yeah, it's good that you had 90 friends on your ship that you could just drop off in a couple of shipping containers that they could live in. Also, they have a little tin shack that they're going to house all their potatoes in. But there's also a abandoned communication station, which we're going to start recycling. That's going to give us a whole bunch of scrap and a whole bunch of bricks. And of course, the scrap we can bring over here and process into molten iron, and then the molten iron into actual iron. So that's going to finish at that goal. Let's go with goal. Okay, in our research, we're researching basic farming right now. We're researching tools right now. Basic farming is next. We have unlocked the assembly machine. I want to have a couple of assembly machines, but I want to have them move forward 5 tiles. So these buildings are 6 tiles. So I want to put you here, and I want to put you here. Now I have unlocked the tools. I could press Control-C and click on a building to just copy it. The whole point of having these assembly machines is I can start building things. At the moment, we've been building everything, and they've got construction parts. We didn't have a source for construction parts. I only had 400-ish to start with. And, well, as we can see from the red line, I've been spending them. So I'd like a way to get some back. So we can put in iron plus wood and some bricks to make some construction parts. I'm going to turn that one on. On top of that, I can also put in iron and get mechanical parts. We're going to want those in the future. And also rubber and copper for electronics. We're going to leave that for the moment, but I definitely want the ability to make some construction parts. We've completed our first iron goal, which we can now collect and get some resources. Those resources are going to automatically end up back in our shipyard because, well, that's the only storage we have currently. Now, our trucks are driving an awful long distance to grab our iron scrap, but in the not too distant future, we're going to start mining from the iron right here. So I sort of want to have access to this nice and close. Okay, so that is 80 wood and some vehicle parts for research or for making some construction parts. And if I click complete, we should have the wood and also the vehicle parts dropping there. All right, we're trying to research food. No, we're not researching anything. Okay, can I get, let's go with a trading dock, mainly because that has storage, so we can actually start storing some things. Also, let's go for power and maintenance, followed by vehicle production. If I can make extra vehicles, we can actually get things done a little bit quicker. All right, I need to make a farm. Now, farm needs to be put on Greenland, and I'm going to intentionally, to save myself materials in the long run, plug my farm directly into my food storage. Because otherwise, whatever I grow on my farm, well, being potatoes, because everybody likes a potato, we would have to have the trucks transport the potatoes from the farm into, well, the food market. Instead, it should be a direct insertion from farm to food market, which is just saving the trucks doing a little bit of work, which I'm all for. Now, this is going to auto-plant potatoes. The catch is the basic farms have no irrigation, so we're just waiting on rain. And until it rains, nothing's going to get planted. It's not the best system, but it's the system we have for right now. All right, we need to also, waste management, no. Transports, buildings, housing. I need to build a waste collection area so we can actually start picking up the trash from the lovely people. We're going to put this here. One thing I should mention very, very quickly is everything we're building is probably going to be temporary. We're not going to be keeping any of this because as we progress across the island, we're going to need more room for the factory. And currently, we don't have a lot of room where we started. Like, we have some hills here. I can't build on hills. I have sea and stuff in the way, and obviously I want more space. So we're going to actually start our very first terraforming effort here on this little section that's just sticking out. So I am going to press, I'm going to press Z to start a dumping designation, and we're going to have the truck start dumping material right here. Now, the things that they're going to dump are set up here under this truck. It's going to be dirt plus rock plus slag plus waste. So we're going to start dumping our waste in the sea, mainly so we have more land to build on because, well, everybody wants a house built on trash. Sorry, reclaimed land. Yes, and I just want to start just the littlest corner. We're going to end up filling in lots of little areas to try and get a little bit more land mass. Okay, so we're waiting for potatoes to grow. We are also doing power and maintenance research. We need to go dump some waste. So these are our quests that we currently have. These are our researches we've finished, being construction. Yep, we got access to the assembly. We also unlocked tools, which gave us all these little tools down here, the pause tool, the build tool, all that sort of stuff. Basic farming, which unlocked farm, the trading dock, which got us trading dock, and also storage. So before I go too much further, I want to go into storage. I want to build a unit storage, and I want to build 2 of them. And if I've done this correctly, face it around the right way, we're going to plug that there and also plug a friend right there. And this means that the metal caster is going to be able to automatically put all their metal, or the iron plates, directly into this storage. And then from there, it can directly flow into the assembly machine, which means I don't have to have trucks just do that short amount of transport. We're going to collect from the waste dumping one, and we now need to go in and do, well, build a trading dock, build research trading dock, build a trading dock, and build unit storage and assign wood to it. Wood. So, long time ago, we set up our little cutting, our little tree harvester, which is doing a wonderful job. Can we zoom in on you? Yes, yes, yes. Rip down those trees. Okay, he's doing a wonderful job of chopping down the forest, but he is then giving that wood to our trucks, who are then, oh wow, they updated it. Oh, it now chops the woods and it chops the trees and everything. I want to get in closer. F11, F11. Zoom right the way in. Huh. Both trucks are full now. Come on, chop another tree. Chop another tree. This is what we're here for. Okay, we're going to ignore the floating trees. That skins it. And then it's going to go to this one, is it? No, you're going to sit there idle because I've got nowhere to store the wood. All right, back to what I was saying. We're going to put in a unit storage right here. We're going to directly connect it to this one, and we're going to assign this to be wood. So it means rather than the trucks hanging around as they are currently with little symbols above their heads saying, hey, I've got nowhere to put this wood, we're going to build this building. Okay, once the building's built, all the wood can go in here. Now, another thing I should mention, another major mechanic when it comes to the game, is we can quick deliver things with Unity. So rather than trucks having to drive all the way across here to bring across stuff, I can, with the power of Automagic, I can click on this, and that will instantly transport things from the shipyard or from a building that happens to have the construction parts we need in here. It will cost me some Unity. Now, Unity is the power of Automagic, is the power of keeping your people happy, at which point, because they're happy, they believe in you, they believe in you more, and they'll give you, or they'll be nice to you, and they'll give you some freebies, okay, like instantly transporting materials, or potentially saving your butt later when something goes terribly wrong. Currently, we're spending a little bit of Unity on the research lab, but overall, the people are happy. Why? Because, well, they're alive and we're feeding them, and they have some health points, and yes, they're happy people. So, with that out of the way, we're going to have this built, which then means our harvester boy. Oh god, this is what I want to see. Let's zoom right the way in. Chomp. It needs a giant chainsaw on the side. Probably buried in the middle of the machine. It's all right. Look, this update is brand new. The devs have done so much work. All the artwork for all the trucks and everything has been thoroughly updated, and it's a wonderful update. Anyway, back to trying to build a factory. Okay, we've done food production, so that's up and running. We now have completed this one. Oh no, we haven't built the trading dock. We need to build a trading dock. Can we build buildings? No. Transports? No. Storage? No. Cargo docks, that's what it'll be. A trading dock. We're going to put you here because you're probably not going to be in the way there. In saying that, something I should mention very quickly is things are going to be in your way. The trading dock is the classic example I found. I ended up moving it last time I played this game about 5 times because it just always seemed to be in my way. The good news is, it's pretty cheap to, well, everything's very, very cheap to remove. When you deconstruct something, you get back 70% of the resources early game. When you get to the late game, you get a lot of more research done. you actually get back, potentially 90% of the resources. So don't be afraid to build something, remove it, rebuild it elsewhere, because it just makes sense for it to be somewhere else now. But with the trading dock up and running, that will finish off our trading one. On top of that, we've also researched power and maintenance. So we now have a couple of new buildings, one of them being, well, a diesel generator. Let's start with diesel generator. So all of our diesel is currently stored in the shipyard. So we're going to put a little diesel generator right here. Now, I know in the future I'm going to end up removing this diesel generator, but I need to build it somewhere for right now. On top of that, we also got access to the maintenance depot. Now, maintenance is it's an item that is unique to Capital Industry, I guess, and it is something that sort of balances out the game. Gives you a reason to not just build a factory all happy like, but actually have a cost of business, something to keep you moving forth, something to make sure that you don't just sit back and relax too much, and that is maintenance. Every single building, every single truck, every single item will require some sort of maintenance. Now, luckily, for whatever reason, when you went and, parked your ship that's damaged, it is damaged, also the shipyard's damaged, but that's okay. When you parked your ship here and all the trucks jumped off, they happen to have an overabundance of maintenance, but everything I've built since does not. So what is something that actually needs maintenance? No, nothing so far. Wow, that's a nice handy feature. All right, global need 12. So the maintenance is just on the trucks, but at the moment they are abundant on maintenance, and that's probably because I'm building too fast. I'm too far ahead of the game. I keep pressing tab, which takes me to the world map. We're not ready to talk about the world map yet. So we need to build a maintenance depot. That's going to require mechanical parts and electronics. In our little machines, we have the ability to make electronics and also mechanical parts. So I need to enable these recipes. Now, the way the assembly machines work is they work from the top down. So at the moment, they're busy making construction parts, a lot of construction parts, and it's only once their buffer of construction parts is full, well, then they'll move on to mechanical parts and then finally electronics. The catch is I keep building things, so we don't have any spare. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put down yet another assembler. We're going to put you there. Yeah, sure, let's put it there. Yeah. And I'm going to undo all the recipes. Then I'm going to do electronics. Then I'm going to do mechanical parts. And then I'm going to do construction parts. With our newest research just finished, we can also now make vehicle parts. Vehicle parts are going to be good to making more vehicles. We're going to collect that one. And we now have vehicles and mining. Great. So I now can build buildings, a vehicle depot. Also, we can build a mind control tower. Now, that's to control people's minds, the minds of, well, your excavators that are going to be digging things. So we're going to put one of these, well, actually, all the way over here, because all the way over here I have coal. At the moment, we are burning wood in our coal maker to make coal. I'm also using wood to make, wrong item, I'm also using wood to make construction parts. I would much prefer to just mine coal from the ground and we'll just put the wood into the construction parts. It just seems like a more logical choice. But to do that, I need an excavator. So over here, out of our way, we're going to be putting in our vehicle depot. Once our vehicle depot is built, we can then start making a small excavator. We're going to make a small excavator. At the same time, I'm going to make a couple of trucks because as we can see, I have a very busy up here, which means the trucks are very busy driving around doing things, which means they don't have a lot of downtime. We don't want them to have a lot of downtime. Like, we don't pay them in potatoes to sit back and relax. We pay them to drive around and do things, but I want them to have some downtime. Otherwise, I end up waiting around for trucks to do things. So at the same time, we need to jump back into research. We're going to research brick production because I'm using bricks to make construction parts. And of course, I don't have any income of construction parts. Also, at the same time, we're going to research basic diesel because all the trucks are running on diesel and I don't have any diesel. Probably should fix that. Same time, I'm going to research a beacon, which is a lighthouse, essentially. The difference is it's going to attract new people to come visit our island because we started with 90. 2 people had 2 babies. Therefore, we have 92 people. We don't have any children here. They go straight to work here. We don't have children. Children do not get to survive on our island. we put them straight behind the wheel of one of our trucks. Yes. So we're going to research a beacon. That way we can have new people come join us. Meanwhile, we're going to get out our excavator plus a couple of trucks. And, oh, we're back down to stable. Perfect. I like stable. All right. And once he's built, we can, where do we put that tower? There we go. Buried in the forest. We're going to have him come over here. We're going to resize this to a different area. And if I press L to bring up the legend, we can see that this right here, if I turn it on and off, is coal. I want to start mining the coal. Now to do that, we're going to go into the mining designation. I'm going to make sure that we're not digging into the ground. Don't want to dig into the ground just yet. We're going to go F for flat, and then I'm just going to flatten out this whole hill. There's a decent amount of coal on the surface, so we're going to start off with just cleaning off the surface. Now, if we find other materials like rock and dirt in here, well, they're going to go off and get dumped into our little trash circle, trash, whatever you want to call it. Our little trash beach. Yeah, it's a tiny little trash. We're just trying to fill in the tiniest bit of the ocean currently, but because we have a very small settlement, we're not really producing a lot of trash. Okay, with that done, next thing we need to do is... no, that's transports. I don't care about transports just yet. I need brick production. That's what we're waiting on. Second lab? No, we're not going to put a second lab down just yet. But we do have Mr. Excavator and a couple of trucks. All right, we're going to go to our mine control tower, and we're going to assign 1 excavator and 2 trucks. So as I can see, I've got 2 trucks being assigned to this tower. I also have 5 still available in the general pool to run things around everywhere. Now, because I've done a whole lot of direct attached storages, those trucks don't have a lot of things to do. If you put your farm like way out on the coastline, and every single time it completed a full production of potatoes, the trucks had to run 70 potatoes across the map. Well, as the trucks only hold 20, that can get very expensive very quickly. So this is why I like to direct attach things wherever possible. Also going to build another 2 because, well, we're going to have to swap over to iron very, very shortly because this tower is half gone. We've consumed half the material. All right, we need to get into brick production. Now, brick production requires a brickworks, which we're going to put, I don't know. Let's go with here. Okay, we're going to need a brickwork. We're also going to need, the brickwork requires water to come in, also requires coal and or dirt. Well, coal and dirt. Also has a smokestack in the front. Let's do with the easy things. So smokestack goes here, and that's that problem solved. Next up is storage. We're going to put a storage on the front of it because having spare bricks won't hurt. Yeah, it definitely won't hurt. The catch is under storage. I only have unit storage. I don't have water tanks till actually when this research is finished. Yeah, we're going to wait for this research so I can put in a storage tank. But we also need to have some rainwater. Now, currently, as we're very poor and we sort of forgot how everything works, we only have rainwater storage being... well, you'll see them in a minute. It's a couple of tarps hung over some wooden posts. Yeah, it's not the most high-tech solution, but it works for our needs for right now. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna put them. Actually, can I move them closer? Actually, sure. Let's spin them this way. I obviously didn't chop down enough trees. That was my problem. Okay, we're going to put them there. Of course, they're going to need piping. We're going to need to hook some pipes. So we're going to go from... Well, actually, we just finished the research. Can we do storage? Can I get a fluid tank in here? Here. Okay, if I click on this node, that'll give me the pipe or whatever type of transport is required to move things from one item to the other. And we're just going to have this pipe flow into this pipe, flow into this pipe, flow into our tank, from our tank into our brickworks. Now, that doesn't give me dirt or coal. They require a loose storage because they're a loose material, so they're going to require basically a big silo for them to, fall into the building, but at least the water we can plug in directly. Yeah, so that's one of our problems sorted. Also means we can start making some bricks. We already have some dirt in here. We have some coal. Water is coming. And as for the dirt, well, I did mention earlier that we're mining up the coal right here. We can see that this guy happens to have 18 bits of dirt and 1 bit of coal. Because, well, somebody left dirt on top of our coal patch. Oh, he's just taken off. 19 bits of dirt, 19 bits of dirt, 1 bit of coal. So the good news is he will take the dirt to, well, the dirt machine to make some bricks. As for the coal, it should go and pop straight into our blast furnace, and that should satisfy our coal need for right now. Okay, we just researched oil. So we need to get a oil pump, and our oil deposit is right here. So we're gonna build 1, 2, 3 of these guys in a row. Also going to build a basic distillery. Okay, basic distillery. I would really like the oil on the left and the coal on the right. And the good news is, with the power of the F to flip the building, I can do so. So we're going to build you right here, and we're going to hook a pipe into you, and a pipe into you, and a pipe into you. Now, I don't need to store the materials, and something that makes Capital Industry truly unique is you have a finite amount of resources. So if I click on my oil pump, I can see I have, what's that? 112,000 oil. It's an awful lot. By the same token, it's not really an awful lot. Yeah, we're gonna end up chewing through that eventually. Now, before I get too much further, I need to pick more research. We're gonna grab copper refinement. We're also gonna grab, actually, we'll do synthetic rubber first. Let's right click on that. Left click on, left click. Yeah, okay. That one plus that one plus loose storage. We did mention those before. That'll let us store, well, dirt and rock and coal and slag and iron scrap and potatoes and trash. The priorities in life. We're gonna grab that, and yeah, not worried about the ship dock. I'm gonna get a captain's office because I figure we're up and running. We should really have a nicer place to live. All right, we need to apply a smokestack right there so we can burn off, well, exhaust the exhaust. And for every bit of crude oil, well, for the recipe is actually for 18 crude oil in plus 2 coal, I'm gonna get 8 pieces of diesel, 4 pieces of wastewater, and 12 exhaust. Capital Industry also has this button here, which is show in 60. Now, when we click that button, and this is one of the wonderful features of Capital Industry, it just makes all the formulas and all the ratios as a 60-second formula. So it's now saying 54 crude oil with 6 coal will give me over 60 seconds, 24 diesel, 12 wastewater, and 36 exhaust. Which then means if you're trying to work out the ratio for the next building, the next building, the next building, your life just got so much easier. Okay, we're gonna need some storage. I'm gonna have 2 fluid storages. I'm gonna have, let's go with 1 there and 1 there. We're going to pump our diesel into that one. I'm gonna pump my wastewater into that one, but I also have no use for the wastewater currently, okay? We might have a use in the future, I don't know. But if we don't have a use for it, we're gonna do the logical thing, and that is, well, we're gonna put a little dump here, and we're gonna drop the wastewater in the sea, because that's what you do with all the material you can't use. You dump in the sea. In the case of, well, the trash and everything else, it's gonna provide us more land. In the case of the wastewater, it's probably gonna pollute something. But it's all right, we can't fish anyway, so what's it matter? All right, we've researched brick production. We've set that up. We've now researched basic diesel. That looks very nasty. That's seawater pollution. We're not going to talk about that for right now. You have one construction part, nowhere to put it. Okay. Yeah, it creates water pollution. It's fine. You'll work out where to put that construction part after I build something. Also, we've built the beacon, or we've researched the beacon. Can I put the beacon over here? I'm going to put this on the coastline out of the way. At the same time, the beacon's going to be a unique one. It's going to cost us 1 unit and 80 kilowatts to keep running, and it's going to attract more people to the island. As I have 2 workers available, one's going to go in here. I want to sort of get this built. Actually, let's just quick deliver it so it's done. And there we go. Expecting 14 refugees in less than 3 months. Active progress gets reset if the beacon gets interrupted. So if I pause this building and then turn it back on, it would go back to 3 months. Yeah. Now we have unlimited people from the beacon. It's just diminishing returns. I should have done this a long time ago. So it's just purchase bricks for wood from a village on the world map. So if I click on our trading dock and I open this up, there's another village out here that we know of, and they will sell me bricks. We're going to go 40, right? 25? 25? 20. Okay, I traded twice. That's fine. All right, we need to start mining actual iron. Something we started setting up a long time ago. Actually, no, hang on. Two things at once. Can I get... I don't know what tab it's on. That's all right. We have a search button. Tower. I would like a mind control tower. Can I please control the mind of edit area, this whole area right here? I would like to control the mind of 1 excavator and 2 trucks, and we're going to, same story, have them come to here and just, well, flatten everything, because that's all iron, so we might as well get them started. All right, that's going to start producing iron, which we're going to enable this recipe in our blast furnace, which means we can start processing iron ore with coal and everything else into, well, our materials. Now, this is going to start producing a new byproduct, being slag. The good news is, if we remember the dump orders, we're allowed to dump slag in the sea. That is to create more land. It's not because I just like dumping things in the sea. Yeah, so we need to mine 20 iron ore. We also need to process 24 iron ore. That should get that system up and running. All right, next thing we want to do is going down our quest tree. We have to build housing and attach it to the colony. As I've already had my first lot of refugees come in, I probably need to build some houses for them. The problem is, the more housing I have, the more people I need to feed. So we're going to just control C to copy a house. I'm going to paste it. If I put it there, people can't drive past anymore. We're going to put it here instead. Now this one I need to build, but I don't need to fill it. So I'm going to pause the building. The building in a non-built state has 2 pause buttons. Okay, we have this pause button, which will pause the construction. I don't want to do that. I have this pause button here, which actually pauses the building from operating, which is what I want to do. I don't really need the people. Currently, I have 16 available workers. That's good for us for right now. We want them in the long run, just not right this second. Okay, we're going to collect that bonus, and we're going to collect that bonus from building the house. Even though the house is paused and people can't live in it, it's fine. It's built. We can put in the request. We also have now produced diesel. Okay, we're working on the iron ore. We're also working on build another. Build a unit storage inside iron. Yep, build a unit storage inside construction parts. Okay. You would like construction parts, would you? Okay, we're going to build our unit storage there. You are set to construction parts. Cool, done. And we're going to delete this. So then it's going to have construction parts. And of course, as you have a pile of construction parts in there, they're going to automatically flow into this building. I don't have belts yet. I would like belts, but we haven't learnt the power of making belts yet. Automated transport is a little bit further away. All right, we now need... Okay. We need now to disable trucks bringing diesel from, well, our shipyard, which is full of diesel, into the storage. I should have done that earlier, but it's okay. It's fine. All right. With that out of the way, we need to make synthetic rubber. That's what I want to do. So under here, we have rubber making, which requires, let's go that direction, requires us to have diesel rather. So we look at the recipe, it is either diesel and sulfur. I have no sulfur, so we're not going to use that recipe. But if I use diesel and coal, I'll get out rubber and also wastewater. So we're going to enable that recipe. I'm also going to hook that pipe into there. And then I'm going to hook the wastewater pipe that I had earlier. Actually, that sort of blocks in that tank. We might cancel that and cancel that and move it over a time or 2. Yeah, see, they've taken everything away and we just build it again. We're going to build that pipe into there. We're also going to bring this pipe out. That tree's in my way. See, tree's the real enemy. All right, we're also going to bring that out. We're going to connect it into the same pipe that is, well, going to our wastewater dump. Yeah, and this will let us start producing our own rubber. Rubber is going to be very important for, well, making trucks. Yeah. Okay, we have room for just 1 person, so we're going to come to here, and I'm going to pause you. Knowing full well that if I run it again, it's going to take me 6 months before I start seeing returns, but that's okay. I don't need returns just yet. All right, we need to process iron ore. Okay, you want me to do that, so I'm going to swap the priority list on this and get this happening the other way around. Yeah, because I just have so much iron that it's got nowhere to go. In fact, like, all these recipes are doing pretty good. Yeah, that's full, that's full. They're going into making maintenance. Maintenance is full. Everything's perfectly fine. We're doing really well. All right, synthetic rubber, we've done. Yep. New refugees, yep, we know that. Oh, they also come with bonus materials, always good to know. And more refugees came with more materials, yes, okay. We have researched a couple of things. One is going to be unit storage. Unit storage, let me store up some materials. We're going to be putting one right here. This one we're going to be setting to iron ore. Yep, that way the iron ore that we're mining right here can at least go into a storage box till later. Also, now that we have coal mining, you have a bucket full of coal. We're going to put in a storage for coal, and we're going to put it over here somewhere, somewhere localized. Can I copy that one, please? I'm going to put it, sure, middle of the forest seems good. And we're going to set you for coal. At the same time, I'm going to turn this recipe off. I don't actually need to keep burning wood for coal, so we're going to stop burning wood for coal. We have a source of coal. Hopefully it can keep up, and the way we're going to monitor that is we're going to put a bucket here, and we're going to say keep coal in it. And if we keep noticing it's empty all the time, then we probably don't have enough coal. What's going to happen is our mining trucks are going to, well, our miner is going to pick up coal, dirt, rock, whatever they happen to find. They're going to put it in a truck. The truck is going to stop here to dump off rock if they happen to have rock. They're going to stop here and dump off coal if they have coal. And then they're going to put the dirt up here if there's room for dirt. Actually, can I put a dirt storage? No! I'm off by a tile. I'm off by a tile. How much water is in that tank? A lot. All right. Well, we'll have to wait for belts for that one. Yes, they're going to dump the dirt in here. Only if there's nowhere else to dump the dirt will they dump the dirt in the sea, okay? So, and then they'll, of course, drive all the way back. So once the coal is dumped in here, any old truck can pick up the coal from there and take it to somewhere like a smelter and actually smelt it. So we have processed iron ore, we have made some vehicle parts, we have made some brick production. We now need to do copper mining. So we've already researched how to do copper mining. Also, we researched the storage bucket. So with copper mining on our plate, first thing I want to do is I want to have another excavator with another 2 trucks, because I'm going to need to set up a mine for copper, which is right here. General machines, no. General buildings, no, not buildings. Buildings for vehicles. The mind control tower, that's the one we want. And we're going to put you, well, I'm going to put you here. I'm going to put you here, and I'm going to intentionally face you out to sea. Because at the end of the day, it auto puts this square right in front of you, well, right in front of the building, but with the edit area button, we can put that absolutely anywhere I want, which is going to be right here, because all this green stuff in them hills, it's not gold, it's copper. Actually, we're going to move that building because it's going to be still sitting on the copper patch. Can you come all the way over here, out of the way? Cool. And then we're going to put you there. Cool. All right, with that being built and our legend turned off, we are going to say mine, please, and I want you to dig, well, everything. No, well, everything there, plus everything there. I really want to get the copper. I don't really want to pick up all this dirt, because that's a hill of, well, dirt. All right, with that done, can I assign 1 excavator and 2 trucks, and then we can actually start on copper processing. So copper processing, I'm going to need another blast furnace. So we're going to put a blast furnace. The trees are in the way. Okay, we're going to put the blast furnace on this side. All right, we're going to attach to our blast furnace storage. A loose storage right here. We're going to set you to be copper ore. Yeah, we're going to enable the recipe for copper scrap and or for copper ore, which is same as our iron smelter, going to give us out some molten iron plus some slag plus some exhaust. Exhaust, that's an easy one. It's going to go in the smokestack. As for the molten materials, well, they're going to go into metal casters. Now, previously I built them side by side. This time around, I'm going to build them in a line. So we're going to go one here, and then the second one here. And oh my God, those trees are in the way. Well, we'll hope that we've got enough room. Okay, we're going to hook that into there and that into there. Okay, that's step number 1. All right, now we have belts coming up in the not too distant future. Now, that's good because transports? No. We have an output belt here and an output belt here. Now, obviously, I'd like to hook those belts into the next part of the process because copper actually is a 2-step process. It needs to go into a copper electrolysis, which needs to bring in the nasty copper, being the dark orange one, I guess. This one, this one, this one, this one. It needs to bring in impure copper and run it through an electrolysis system to get you out copper. And you're going to have some sort of loss in that system. And ideally, I'd hook, well, this input to that output. The problem is I don't have the ability of making belts yet. So we need to do that fairly quickly. On top of that, it's going to need a water input, which we're going to grab from here and obviously run to here. The catch is if I run that across the ground, well, the trucks can't pass under it. So we can, with the power of the E button and the Q button, raise the pipes up. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to come off there. We're going to raise up to, well, from height 0 to height 1 to height 2 to height 3. That's the size we can go. We're going to go height 2. Height 2 is high enough that a truck can get underneath. And we're going to run to here, down through the middle. And then we'll run over at least a tile and then drop it straight into the side of that machine. So once they build that pipe, that means we'll get water here perfectly. Auto magic. Yep, gotta love auto magic. And you eventually, when we find some copper ore, should be good to go. Now, what we can do is, because this has a whole lot of dirt here as well, and they will mine pretty indiscriminately, we can say, hey, I really want you to look for copper ore. Okay, if you see copper ore, dig the copper ore. If you find the dirt, ignore the dirt or avoid the dirt, go for the copper ore. It would really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, so we now have that process running. Great. Back into research, we're going to grab the ship dock repair. Also, we're going to grab construction parts 2. Great. 2 more researchers under our belt. Now, this should run eventually, and we need to build the captain's office. So, we have all our lovely people living in their wonderful shipping containers with style and grace and packed in like sardines. Don't forget, each one of these only holds, well, 140 people total. It's 70. That's holding 70 people. They are packed in like you would not believe. We're going to go build a captain's office. It's a wonderful, majestic building where we're going to be living, which looks very much like a log cabin. But we're in charge of everything. We get to make all these arbitrary decisions, like who gets to live in the nice building and who gets to live in the shipping container. And obviously, we're going to be living in the nice building where all the people live in the shipping container. All right, captain's office is going to do a couple of things. One, we can start making some population edicts, also some industrial edicts. The population edict, we can increase the population gain. I don't really want to do that. We're sort of good on population. In fact, we're maxed out. We can also choose to feed them extra food. Now, if I do that, we get extra unity per month. As I have an income of 1.7 unity per month and my outgoing is 0.25, don't really need to, make them fatter and have them eat more food. In saying that, we keep having messages. Here. Farm could not store all potatoes after harvest. There is, how many potatoes? There is 113 potatoes here that we can't get in the building fast enough. We can't feed the people fast enough because the potatoes have nowhere to go. So we could definitely do that. It wouldn't hurt in the slightest. Industrial edicts, we can say vehicle fuel saver. Fuel consumption reduced by 15%. Also, maintenance is reduced by 15%. As I said, we have a positive of 1.7 per month. So I'm going to do this right from the get-go. I'm going to start saving some diesel right up front, and even I could save some maintenance and offset that with plenty of food. No, we're not going to do it. We are going to collect the research from copper, and then we can now repair the shipyard, which we're going to click repair, which is going to cost us 75 construction parts. We have 500, so that's probably going to be fine. In fact, a whole lot of them are stored inside the shipyard, so that's started automatically. We now need to... We're going to do construction, and then we're going to do... I don't know. Belts, definitely belts. Yes, belts sounds like a good idea. Also, I don't know what research we're going to do after that. I do know what we are going to do is we're going to have a second lab. Sure, right there. All right, the other thing I should mention with the captain's office is it's going to cost us 100 electricity and 8 people. 8 people required to work in the captain's office to, make sure that we're well fed and well taken care of and the house is tidy at all times. Yep. Also, it has lights, so it needs power, obviously. Yeah, don't question it. So, we can definitely free up some people. We have this building down here. the coal maker, which has 2 people in it and it's not doing anything. If I pause it, we're going to go from 14 workers to 16 workers available. By the same token, we're mining coal now. So going to hit the delete key on the keyboard and make that go away. And we're going to get back a refund of some construction parts, which I'm not going to say no to. And, well, that solves that problem. We have repaired the shipyard, which now means I can repair the ship, which will need 124 iron. We have 300. That should be easy enough. Research. Where do we start? Okay, let's grab blueprints, because it's always handy to have some blueprints. It's one of the features of Captain Industry. You can share blueprints. You can even go off to different websites. I think it's Captain's Haven. Captain's Haven is a public blueprint sharing website. Also, on top of that, I actually share blueprints on my Discord channel. Well worth having a look. Also, other members of the community share their blueprints. So there's plenty of blueprints out there if you want to see how other people build and don't want to have the painstaking method of trying to work it out yourself. On top of that, next research. So we're going to grab belts. Belts sounds like a good idea. On top of that, we can grab irrigated farms, a groundwater pump, because there is groundwater on the island. In fact, we have groundwater right here, which we could feed into our brick production. We could, although just the tarps on the timber seems to be working great for us so far, so we're not too worried about that yet. We could grab a fuel station. That's probably not a bad idea. And concrete production. Sure, let's jump into concrete production as well. There are lots of choices. We're going to get through all the choices as well, as many choices as we can. All right, so we need to fill the ship with diesel. To do that, we need to come in here and we need to say, hey, shipyard, I want you to keep at least 80 fuel in here. That 80 fuel is going to go straight into the ship, and it's going to be a happy ship. On top of that, our ship can get upgraded over time as we either find new technology or, well, we research new technology. So we can put we can take our little cargo ship and put some cargo ship, fishing ship. It's a fishing ship. I think it's a fishing ship. I do know that the fishing ship looks a whole lot better if you put guns on the front and the back, add some armor, some more armor, upgrade the ship bridge, upgrade the engine, and add a fuel tank. It looks impressive. But for right now, we're going to load up some crew, which can take 15 available workers, which leads me to a problem. I now have -3 workers, which means we're going to unpause that building. Yep, and we're going to also unpause the beacon, and that'll get us back up and running. Now, one thing I do want to mention very quickly is in the trade menu, we can trade for different things from other local villages. The other thing I can do is if I go to this village, I can actually adopt 10 people for 2.5 uni. Our uni is Edicts 1, Beacon 1, the Beacon plus uni. Also, we're going to have 2 research labs at 0.5. It's actually going down in uni per month, but I have a uni cap of 44. It was 36 till I enabled the other housing, and we have 34 uni. So for right now, we're fine. But this is not running because it doesn't have people. If I up the priority to this to 9, it means something else is not running. Or we can head out to the world map, tab button, and adopt 10 people. Don't ask how the 10 people get here. I believe it involves some sort of fishing boat or something else. And we're now good to go. We now have enough people. We do have people coming in eventually, but, you know, in the meantime, we're good. All right, world map. If we go to the world map, we can now send our ship out to go explore places. So we're obviously going to go there. It's 196 kilometers away, and our ship is going to take off. Bye! Please come back in one piece. Okay, with that done, so we've done world exploration, we've done that. We now have construction 2. Construction 2 means that, well, we can now make construction parts level 2, which I want to do. In fact, for this particular machine, we're going to increase the priority of this particular item all the way to the top, because construction part 2 is where we can get access to bigger and better machines. The first thing we get access to is the assembly electric. So the basic assembly, it costs 4 people. 4 people are required to work in it, and everything's done by hand. The electric version now needs 6 people, also needs 80 kilowatts, also needs 2 of those maintenance points every tick. But on top of that, as we can see for construction parts, rather than it making 6, it now makes 12. So it runs at twice the speed, which is pretty impressive. The catch is going to start costing power. Power, we are consuming 180 watts of 180 watts, and we actually have 960 watts available from our one little diesel generator. one little diesel generator that we're actually going to pick up, and rather than leave there, we're going to directly connect to, well, the diesel tank, because that way we don't have to drive the diesel across the map. Can I put a connector in there, please? No? Okay, can I put a connector in here? Okay, yep, you now have a connector. If I remove, nope. Haha! Put it in the end. All right, and then we're gonna put a second one here, and then I want to put another connector in, and another diesel generator. Okay, can I? Delete button, please. Delete button. Okay, and then we're gonna plug that in there. Now, I don't need all these running, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to pause the building, and I'm gonna pause the building. That means no people work there. I'm also going to pause the construction and pause the construction. I just need one diesel generator, but I'd much prefer it directly connected to the diesel rather than, well, us having to truck the diesel even the short distance from our shipyard to here. As you see, I have a truck full of diesel. I don't really want a truck full of diesel. By the way, if you end up with trucks stuck with things, you can, for 0.1 uni, instantly remove this cargo and dump it into any storage that's available or into the shipyard, which then frees the truck up, because at the moment, well, they're stuck. They can't actually do anything, and they're going to hang around forever. We are going to remove you on the count that the new one is properly built. Yep, new one's built, so we're going to have power generated here instead. All right, so we've repaired the shipyard and set sail. We've made some synthetic rubber, well ahead of you. We've also made some construction part 2. We also have mined coal. Excellent. Back out to the world map. We explored an area. Okay, so there is a damaged cargo ship out here, which I can repair. We don't need to repair that currently, so we're going to send the ship on further, and we have fuel reserves of 1,326 kilometers. We're going to send them on to the next exploring spot, see what we can find. Friend or foe? All right, we should have access to, so construction parts 2 were done. New refugees are done. They have more materials with them. Hooray. Location explored. Yep, we found a cargo ship. And you're doing the exploring now. Great. Cargo ship whole tutorial built into the game. You can read all about how these things work, but more in depth, or you know, I have tutorials over on my YouTube channel. That's also a possibility. All right, we have more refugees. I am going to have 14 refugees in 7 months. That's fine. It's not going to take us over our population cap. So we need research to happen. So we're researching conveyor belts now, and as we go up the tech tree, these things are going to get more and more expensive, and therefore slower and slower to research. So we might look at yet another research station. We'll see. Location explored. We found some loot. We found the ability to make wheat seeds, or we found some wheat seeds, so we can start planting some wheat. On top of that, we found some rubber, some copper, and some vehicle parts. So we got some loot. Now Mr. Shippy's going to come all the way home, and then he'll refuel. And then once he's refueled, well, we can send him out and about again. Can I get very quickly a storage attached to that one, and we're going to remove that, and that way you can build. All right, I want, hey, Mr. Shippy. Now, the ships in this game are awesome. They power slide in the dock. Look at this. That is parking. That is perfect parking if I ever saw one. Okay, so he will refill with fuel. He'll also unload into the dock. If the dock's not already full of crap, it's already full of crap. And then we can send him out again. We're going to send him to here, because why not? All right, bye, Mr. Ship. Yeah, look, the captain is an expert sailor. He can power slide in and power slide out. All right, we now have the ability to make belts. Belts is where the real fun begins. We have 2 types of belts, a flat belt and a U-shaped belt. A U-shaped belt moves things like coach. So anything that is loose and would go, you know, into a nice scooped conveyor belt, all right, like dirt, goes on a U-shaped belt. So dirt, coal, iron ore, anything like that. Whereas anything that's solid like an iron plate, would go into, well, a flat conveyor. So we have the copper here, which, like I said, I need to connect A to B, and we don't have any belts for. I now have belts to go A to B and C to D, and then we can build these, and then that means the impure copper can flow straight out into, well, this one, to then have pure copper out the other end. Ideally, I'd put a storage in here. Something's in the way. You mean a tree is in the way? Tree harvesting. Okay. No more tree harvesting. I want that tree gone. You're not being singled out at all. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. All right. Unfortunately, Mr. Trucky has some materials on him, and he needs to dump them. In theory, they should go in there. If not, we can always pause the belts. And we'll have to wait for things to run, but it should work eventually. All right. We have construction parts, and construction parts 2, being a different recipe, they require construction parts 1, and they also require electronics. Now, we did have all these machines doing a bunch of different things, but we sort of need a dedicated build now for electronics. So we're going to build another machine right here. We're going to disable everything. And actually, no, we're going to do one better. We're going to pause the game and we're going to turn on planing mode. Okay. Can I pick you up and put you over there? All right, in planing mode, buildings will go down and they'll have this gray color. Okay, they're actually paused. They automatically go down paused. Because what I'd really like to do is I'd like to have electronics auto feed into this building. You're full of electronics. You don't mean to be full of electronics. Empty. I clicked the wrong icon. Okay. I would like electronics to come into this building, and then, or into a building. Let's rephrase things. Into a building, and then from that building get turned into construction part 2. So what we're going to do, because we're still a little bit limited on things and stuff, is we singled out that tree. Good. Can I build a storage, which would go right there? Okay. Next thing is I'm going to single out some more trees. Those ones, yeah. So this will collect copper for us. Can I unpause you? All right, so you're going to collect copper plates. All right, from copper plates, I want to grab an assembly and plug that on the front. Right there. Okay, you are going to make electronics, yeah. And then from my electronics, I'm going to put another building right on the front, which means I need that tree to go away. Yep, I need the tree to go away. We're going to put in an extra storage for trees, and I'm going to directly connect it to the front. That way, all the logs from this one are going to flow into this one. More importantly, the trucks are going to treat this as one giant warehouse. So they'll just put everything in one, and then it'll flow straight through the other, which suits me. Location explored. We found an oil rig. Excellent. So we can repair the oil rig, and then once the oil rig is repaired, we can then go out and send people out there to run the oil rig, get materials and, well, get oil and bring it back via the cargo ship. Things that we need to cover. We're going to head out and we're going to go explore that one as well. And can we get rid of... Okay, so I need you to build that. Now you've been cleared. We're going to set you for electronics. Yep. And I'm going to press pause on these buildings. Unpause you that way as well. And then we're going to chain this one together. Now, I have belts. We could do a whole lot of automation with belts, but belts. Nope, you're not going to tell me because you're idle. Are you running? Wow, truck input. Truck will not be allowed to deliver cargo here. Yep. Off, because it just emptied all the copper. Okay, we found a pirate. Now, the combat in Capital Ministry, it's not good. I'm the first to admit it's not good. The devs also admit it's not good. Think of this as a work in progress, because that was the combat. Okay, we found a pirate ship. We're also out of fuel, so we're going to automatically come home. We can't go and deal with the pirate until we research how to put a gun on the front. Okay, I need you to have import on. Thank you. Please dump that stuff. Great. Back to auto. Low power. Oh yeah, our power requirements went way up. Can I unpause you now? Yeah, and we might just quick deliver it, even though our uni is getting worse and worse. Fine. All right, because you use a lot of power. All right, with that done, we're going to unpause this. All right. Every single one of these belts uses some amount of power. Also, every one of these storage containers use some amount of power when items are going in and out. Think of it as like, you know, something that needs to turn on. Oh, no. I wasn't watching. We have too many people. We have too many people. Okay, we had refugees. Plus refugees. Plus refugees. All right, fine. We'll build them a new house. But then no more people. Okay, all right. Every single time items go in and out of these, they need a little bit of power. A little bit of power. Think of it as like, you know, somebody needs to turn the lights on to see where the copper stacks up in the building. So yes, our power requirements went up. Okay, so with that done, I want another one of these, and you, sir, are going to get electronics directly, and then I'm going to make construction parts. It does mean that we're going to be driving in. No, actually, we're going to put you over here. Where's our little assembly? We're going to put you directly on the front of that one. Oh, you're now empty. No, empty. Stop it. Okay, we're going to put you on the front of that one because you actually need 6 construction part 1s plus 3 electronics. So it's going to be cheaper for us to drive the electronics across the map. But with you being built, should let us start making construction parts 1, which of course is going to need a box, and we're going to delete that and make sure we put in construction parts 2, and I should be hitting the P button to unpause buildings or mass unpause buildings. All right, tree harvest, could not find any trees. Cool. Can I get you to just harvest just this area, just in case I want to use it for something? All right. Okay. So with that mess finally worked out, we can now make and stockpile construction parts 2. We also have a certain amount of construction part 1. Eventually this will empty, hopefully. And actually they should probably just be driven from there to there for a little while. All right, from there we can move on to, well, a number of things. Let's start with build a fuel station. So we got access to, a little while ago, a fuel station. And I have, unfortunately, all the way out here in the wilderness, I have one little excavator, which has a fuel tank, and when it runs dry, he needs to drive all the way back to here to grab some diesel, to then drive all the way back. And as you can imagine, excavators are not designed for long distance drives. They're also not designed to be very fuel efficient when driving. They're really designed to, you know, dig things. So we're going to put a fuel station right here. On top of that, we're going to put in a storage. We're going to put in a fuel tank. And again, I'm just going to plug those two together and press the P button and drag that over the top to unpause them both and get that construction started. So in here, I want to select diesel, like so, and then that'll flow straight into the fuel station, which means rather than our excavator and our 2 little truckies that are over here driving all the way across the map, they can just drive back and forth. Okay, and then we need to build a loose storage and connect it to the existing blast furnace using a U-shaped conveyor to output slag. So one of the byproducts of running the blast furnaces is slag, and they want us to put that into loose storage. We're going to put that there, and if I just hover over the ins and outs and click, it should give me the right type of belt. Well, it will give me the right type of belt, and you know what? We're just going to spend some uni, even though that number's getting lower and lower. Okay, and with that, pause. That done, our slag is going to immediately flow into that box, into that giant container. Now, what happens with it when it gets there? Absolutely nothing. But if I tell the trucks to, hey, I want you to keep this like half empty at all times, what'll happen is rather than this running and a truck coming over here and picking up 12 slag, when a truck does carry, truck does carry 20, he will instead wait till it's full enough and then come over and collect 20 at a time and then dump it in the sea, which hopefully is getting flatter. It's getting there. It's like turning into a, you know, less sea and more like nice little pool. It's a pool now. As our fuel station up and running, they're in the forest. You got to deliver fuel. You have fuel. You're good to go. Yeah. So the trucks are going to bring fuel across here, have a lot of fuel stored here, which means that the original tank's probably going to be very empty for a little bit. No, it's managed to fill up pretty good. Yep. And we should be good on fuel at this end. Okay, we can do slag. I also want to do slag for this one. So again, same story, unit storage right here. You plug into you and pause and unpause both, and then same story, we can just make sure the slag, let's set you to slag, otherwise I'll forget, and make sure that you're set to half empty, so it just keeps emptying. All right, that's done, that's done, that's done. All right, we, conveyor belts, yep, world structures, yep, we'll get to that later. Blueprints, yep, but blueprints are a whole separate thing, not going to be covering that at all. Fuel station, we've unlocked this fuel station, we also unlocked concrete production. Now, concrete production is special. Very special. First thing it's going to do is gives us a new recipe. So rather than using bricks, which come from dirt, we can start making concrete. Now, concrete is going to be a little bit more difficult to make, but should be a lot easier in the long run rather than trying to constantly dig up dirt, which you also need if you want more farms. So far, we don't have a farm and food problem, but we could do in the future. All right, can I make the game happy with research? So the game wants us to do a settlement water, which we're going to say okay to. Also, we're going to grab, let's grab tree planting. Not that we have a problem with trees, apart from we have too many of them, but it's good to have the advantage to be able to plant some back, you know, because we're going to need them in the long run. All right, we're going to go with, okay, no, we're going to go with, not the rotary kiln, the crusher, sure, actually, let's go with the rotary kiln. Okay, rotary kiln. Rotary kiln, no, can I pause? Yeah. Can I put the planning mode on? You guys, oh, I clicked the wrong pause. Okay, delete. We're going to do this again, properly this time. Okay, with pause mode on, we're going to put in a rotary kiln. Now, rotary kiln is going to need to bring in limestone plus coal to give us cement plus exhaust. Okay, exhaust, we know what to do with that. You put in a smokestack and vent it. Okay. With our cement, we now need to turn the cement into concrete, which means we're going to need a concrete mixer. It also has multiple other things. So we need to bring in either cement with some sand and some slag crushed and water to get a concrete slab, or we can do cement with sand and gravel plus water, concrete slab, or we can do manufactured sand with gravel or with slag crushed. Okay, so we need to work out how to get these things. All right. We got access to, actually, we right click on slag crush, it'll tell us how to get it. Okay, so we can either dig it up. You're not going to find it naturally. If we go into a crusher, add slag, we can get slag crushed. So this is a list of every technology there is in the game that you have access to and how to get it. Like we saw that we could, for diesel and sulfur, we could get rubber. How do you get sulfur? Well, in a sour water stripper, which we have no idea how to build, if you take sour water plus high pressure steam, you get out sulfur, ammonia, and water. So there's lots of different recipes and options. You just need to have the technology to work out how to actually produce them. Okay, so we're going to need a crusher. Now the crusher needs to take in slag to give us slag crushed. That was one option. Also, if we copy you again, we could, instead of taking slag, I could take in rock to give gravel. So we could do slag crushed, or we could do gravel, sand, or manufactured sand. So how do we get manufactured sand? If I take in gravel, I can get manufactured sand. Okay. And of course, rock equals gravel. So if I, let's look at our little recipe icons. If I remove you, spin you around, can I get a belt from there to there? I can. Can I get a belt if I move you and flip you, so you're a little bit further away? Okay, and if I move you and flip you as well, so you're a little bit further away again? No, that's a shame. Okay, what happens if I go out first, then up, and then in? Hey, that works. Okay, so we could put in a storage, loose storage. We're gonna have the same problem. Copy, yeah, copy the belt. Can I go from you? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Can we go there to there to there? All right, so we're going to have out of you is going to be rock. So rock will get turned into gravel, 24 gravel, 8 gravel in 8 manufactured sand, which means we're going to produce a lot of manufactured sand. In saying that, we only need 3, so it's not going to be too bad, okay? And then we also need slag in a slag crushed, which would give us a whole lot of slag crushed, but also I can still use that gravel. So if I grabbed a belt off here, ran it through the middle, yeah, into say here, I could put my gravel, my gravel on the same belt as my slag crushed, and then feed them both into this building. It'd be happy with either or. So that's one item to make it happy. One item out of, well, a few. You're going to make 3 cement, and if you're going to make 3 cement, I probably want to have 2 of these guys. So let's flip them and aim the 2 water pipes together. And then how are we going to work this out? So we're going to need to, this is where our slag crushed and our gravel meet. And I want to, after they've met, feed them into both machines. So we're going to want to go from you into you, and also from you into you. Okay, it's a little bit of a mess, but that's fine. It's our mess, and that's what matters. All right. We also need a different belt, a flat belt, because bags of concrete are obviously flat. And bring that over there, and also into, whoop, in. There we go. Into there, and then that leaves the last item being sand, which I don't know whether I can fit. Can I sand? Can I get a sand belt? No. Oh, with wonderful spaghetti. Okay, can I move you forward a little bit and move you forward a little bit? And it's all about experimentation. This is why we have this planning mode here. I can sit here, I can work out exactly how we're going to build this stuff together. And then after I've worked out exactly how it's going to work, is that too high? No, that's the right height. We'll put you over there, and we'll bring you into there. And that should be our 3 items. Actually, the problem is, oh, it comes out here. Okay, yeah, it comes out here. So I need that to plug in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, may have underestimated the spaghetti levels. It's fine. It's fine. We just need something that works. All right, let's remove that. And I'm doing that with just cutting the belts because it's going to cut it back to the last segment. I need that belt to plug into there. And then that is a concrete mixer. It's a very, very badly put together one, but it's all about experimentation and working out what is a way that works for you. And then, of course, after you've got a way that works for you, you can always come back and neaten it later. So you needed slag. So let's get a storage container for you. Yep. And from you to you. And you're going to be not rock. You're going to be slag. Yep. And then the actual rotary kiln needed limestone and coal. Now, I don't have limestone. So if we're going to go mine a new material, can I get a new diggy boy and 2 of them? And can I also get a loose storage? We're going to put, can I move you to the other side, please? Can I put 1 directly there and 1 directly there? Okay. You're going to be limestone. Yeah. And you're going to be coal. That was correct, wasn't it? I don't think it mattered. I think it's an either or. No, it is dedicated. Okay. All right. That should... no, water. We needed water. All right. So water I have right here. I also need more forest to go away. Of course I do. And here we are researching forestry. Okay. At least it's in the queue. Can I remove all of... Just all of it. It's all got to go. It's all got to go. I want the forest to be contained and out of my way. All right. Actually, can I put a storage in here? Actually, we'll line this up. We'll run you into there, and we'll run you into there. All right. Then what I want to do, I want to press the X button to get the cut tool. And we're just going to pick the whole thing up. Now, if I accidentally right-click or something at this point, I lose the whole thing. So be warned when cutting blueprints or cutting things you've spent a while building. Generally, I recommend actually not cutting, but copying and leaving the original, and then just go and remove the original when you're done. Can you fit? Oh, you can fit there. That works for me. Okay. With you pasted in there, I want to grab more water. So we're going to come out of this water. We're going to come up to we're going to go to the water thingy around the outside with the tree in the way. Are you actually in the way, tree? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to come to here. We're going to come to here. Yeah, there. Yeah. And then the best thing about water pipes is they go in vertically. So we just have that drop down to ground level when we're done. All right, that should be our concrete production. I'm going to press the P button and just drag over the whole thing. I'll unpause the whole lot, which means this should go from stable to probably very busy. Yes, because all the trucks are going to have to grab a whole bunch of construction parts to feed them there. All right, fuel station. One thing I didn't mention with fuel station, the game really wants me to do it, is to physically assign a truck to come here and physically refuel the excavators. So he'll become like a dedicated refueler, and his one job would be drive to all the different excavators and refill them. Honestly, I've done it. The game is happy. I don't see a need to. We're using it to refuel this one. As for the iron guy, well, the fuel tank's right there, so he's not too worried. Copper, it's a little bit further away, a little bit, but not a whole lot. And limestone, we need limestone. Where do we have limestone? Where do we have limestone? Not on the island. So we have a concrete production line that requires us to get access to this island. Awesome. I said this map was challenging. All right, so with our brand new concrete production, none of it will run without limestone. I do happen to have a couple of bags of concrete, so I have 90 bags worth of concrete that we've got from different facilities. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put in a quick. Actually, I don't even need to put it in storage. The trucks will deliver enough. They'll deliver all the cement into these two buildings. All right, but it now means I don't need that building running, or that building running. We're just going to turn them off. As for this, I want to keep this partially full of slag. I want to keep this very full of limestone. I want to keep this very full of rock. So that way it actually makes a request for those items to come here. Technically, definitely I should have done the same for dirt and said, hey, I want to keep this full of dirt. So it keeps running, so I keep making bricks. Oh, wow, we're out of bricks. I got 12 bricks to my name. Boys? No? Well, technically nothing's happening because we have lots of materials. All right, can I put in that case, I have a spare diggy boy. Can we go with buildings for vehicles? That's the one. I need another mind control tower. We're going to put you right there. Edit area, all of that place. And I'm going to assign one of you and probably two of you. I'm going to unpause you, and I'm going to go as far as quick deliver because I want you to prioritize finding rock, even though this hill is full of mostly dirt. I'm going to have you dig the whole hill. Cool. Now, that's going to cost me a lot of dirt. I'm hoping a lot of dirt ends up here to make brick production. At the same time, we're going to be cancelling this little fill, and we're going to be moving that to... Gosh. All right, let's find a truck. Navigation overlay. So if I turn this on, I can see where they can get to. So we can see they have a green line to here. This is all red, so they can't drive onto this tooth, but they can drive onto this tooth. After they've driven on this tooth, they obviously can't make it to the next island because it doesn't connect. So what I want to do is I want to... what level is this tooth? So if I press Z for fill, I don't... Well, level 0 is sea level. Level 1. Can I get a level 1 path 2 tiles wide? We see that's red. It's red because it's at the wrong level. Can't start dumping here. Edges are high above, are too high above the terrain. There we go. That's the start, and that's the other end. Okay, so can I make you now 3 tiles wide from there to there? And as long as I drag it into the terrain, the trucks will work it out. Yeah, so they're going to need some nice edges to start, and then we need everything dumped there because I need to make it to the next tooth already. All right, back to the things that the game wants us to do. We need to make, for the happy people, housing services, I need a water facility, which we're going to part, where was that groundwater? Groundwater's over there. Okay. We're going to put over here. Yeah. I'm going to regret this, but okay. We're going to build this. Build. Cool. It does need construction part 2, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Also means that I need to now to bring in water and get rid of wastewater. Water means that we have a groundwater pump. So I'm going to put in a groundwater pump. And actually, we're going to put in that at the top of the tree research. So can I get that first and that second? All right. No, actually, let's do this in reverse. Okay. So I have a little water tank here, which has water in it, which is good. I like water. I like free water from the skies, from the heavens. We're going to put in a few more of these because the people are going to start demanding water. And we're going to plug in you to you and you to you. Okay. Next thing I want is that I want that groundwater pump. And luckily, it should be able to go right here, very, very close to our tank. And I'm just going to build it for now. I don't want to hook it up just yet. I do want one other piece of research first, being the transport balancer. Okay, off my water tank, probably right here at this T intersection, we're going to grab that, and I'm going to run it at height level 3 in hoping, no. Okay, here instead, at height level... Come on, level 2. Yes, okay, level 2. And if I turn on the R, which turns off the magnets, I can run this wherever I want, and it won't try to stick to any other pipe. We want to bring you to here. So then I actually want to take it down to ground level. Actually, we might leave you at height 2 for a little bit longer. Okay, 2 there. And then we'll take you down to ground level and plug you straight into there. Okay, that'll provide water. Water for the city, build a water facility, build a groundwater pump, and water gets delivered to the water facility. Build a liquid dump and ensure the wastewater gets delivered from the water facility. Well, not really. The trucks are driving it over there. Obviously, there's a better way of doing that. Yep, with pipes. Can we, I need to turn that off so it actually attaches, and right beside the captain's office seems like a great spot. So I'm going to raise this back up to 2. Actually, no. We're going to come out of here. We're going to go nice and close to the other pipe. It made a blockage. Trucks can't drive across this. We're going to fix that in just a second. We're going to come back up to height 2. We're going to go head over to the captain's office. Yep, hard up against the outside wall, around the side, and actually we'll just leave you there for 1 minute because I'm going to need to put in a waste management, a liquid dump. Yep, right out the back of the captain's office. That way you know you're in the right place. It's where the bureaucracy lives. It's also right beside the liquid dump of smelly, smelly liquid. Okay, we're going to get all that built. Yes, the trucks are going to take a minute. Yep. All right, we need to get this research, and then I didn't get this research. We're gonna get some ramps for the vehicles, so get up and over things. All right, can you? Oh, it's all paused. Can we press the P button? Because all the blueprints are slightly grey in color. After I unpause them, they're slightly blue in color, which means they'll actually get built. Now, currently you're not pumping into there because I want to have the next research done. I want to have the transport balances. I also think it's definitely time that we added another one of these. Now, the more of these I add, the more of these I add, the more unity costs we're going to have per month spent on researchers. But at the moment, as long as I don't have the beacon on, researchers seems to be fine. Also, 44 months of food. I don't think that's going up. Well, it's full. I think we're okay. We're waiting for rain for the farm to work, so we're sort of working on a bit of a love and a prayer. Okay, free up the truck. All right, I need this done. Meanwhile, is our dumping going? It has barely started. Perfect. All right, we now have the ability to put in a pipe balancer. So I want to put a pipe balancer right here. So we're going to press the delete button on the keyboard, or you can press the little demolish button down here, and I want to remove that one and that one. With those two removed, I'm going to put in a pipe balancer right here, and then grab a pipe and plug it in here. Now, I don't want to wait for this to build, so we're just going to quick deliver. And I want to say priority in from this side, which means any rainwater is going to be the first thing it's going to use, and only if the tank is not full of rainwater or these pipes are not full of rainwater, will it then use the water from the groundwater pump. Because, well, groundwater is a finite resource. Currently, we can see we have plenty of groundwater currently, but that is only refills when it rains. If you happen to choose some interesting difficulty settings, you can actually set the maps to be very, very dry to start with, at which point you have an issue just having groundwater in the ground and not sucking them dry. It's just a good practice to get into, to preference, you know, maybe rainwater over different waters. Oh, you were going to deliver the parts of that, and then I said no. It's fine. We just put it back into storage. All right, these should be done. Oh, you have no recipe. I would like you to have a recipe of wastewater. Okay, so that should do that one. So we're just waiting on tree planting, which is waiting on the research lab to finish. Construction priority 5. We have no construction parts. Why do we have no construction parts? Probably because I'm spending them. Because I have no bricks. Correct? Where is Mr. Brickmaker? You're making 12 bricks every 60 seconds. And what rate am I spending them at? So you're making dedicated construction parts. So you're using 6 of them. You will potentially use 6 of them. You'll also potentially use 6 of them. Yeah, about that. Okay, can I get this? Okay, delete. I don't, whatever. Delete. Guaranteed to sort it. Just remove the whole building. I want it empty, not filled with who knows what. All right, okay, so we've done the groundwater pump. Yep. We've done the sediment water. Oh, sediment water. I should mention sediment water. So now we have sediment water. We've got 2 things. Because we're providing them food and water, now we've gone from 1.2 uni per month of happiness people to 1.3 something, because we're providing them food. They're happy that they're food, and then a tiny bit extra because they get some potatoes. Also, turns out they're reasonably healthy. Now we've added water to the mix. We get an extra 1.2 from them having water, so they're even happier, which means I can find more ways to spend more uni. The health is tied to the pollution. As we can see, air pollution, just a little bit, just a couple of smokestacks, nothing too severe. The landfill pollution is, well, the dumping the trash in the sea. You can dump rock and other materials in the sea because they all, you know, come from the island. The trash, less happy about it. And then, of course, the water pollution is, well, yeah. It's a water facility attached to the house. It says wastewater. You can guess where the wastewater comes from. Yeah, it's a thing. It's fine. Don't question it. So yes, they're going to get less healthy the more waste you dump into the sea continuously. Yeah, it's not a one-off thing that, you know, dump a little bit and the numbers go up. It cleans itself eventually. All right, we access ramps. Okay, so trucks, I did mention. Where is a truck? Can we find truck? I'd like to drive you around. Can you pop over here for me? I need a demonstration. Oop. Pressed all the wrong buttons. Beautiful job, truck. Yeah, can you do me a favor and do that again? And this time me not press the wrong buttons? Cool. Drive under the thing. Beautiful. You did a great job. Wonderful job. Now, the problem is our excavators, they're a little bit taller. That arm sticks up an awful lot. And it turns out they don't like driving with the arm fully extended out in front of them. Something about a OSHA violation or something. I don't know. So for those, we can build a ramp. So we're going to build a little ramp here, just a tiny ramp. And that's going to cost us, well, some construction parts, whereas the bigger ramp costs construction parts and bricks. We have some bricks, but not a lot of bricks. And the big one costs more construction parts and lots of bricks. So we're going to build one of those. And that should give a way for the excavators to drive over. because, well, they're built here. And sure, they can drive all the way around, but realistically, we want them to take the shortcut because, you know, it saves on diesel. All right, we now have the ability to check our research. We're going to grab, okay, let's grab a few things. So we've got tree replanting. We're going to grab vehicle management, which will give us 20 extra vehicles. We currently have a vehicle cap of 50. We're nowhere near it, but we'll grab the research anyway. We're going to grab terrain leveling. Because at the moment we've been using dumping or mining. Terrain leveling is like the mix of the both. It's one of the new features of update 1. You can just go in there and say, hey, I just want you, whether you need to dig the hole or fill the hole, I don't care, just make it level, make it great for ramps up and down. All right, we're also going to grab smart conveyors. It's just a sorter. It's nothing special. Retaining walls, very, very good for digging into the ground. We're not going to be doing any deep mining just yet, but we'll add it to the research queue. We're going to grab some housing too, which is where we finally upgrade the people from living in a shipping container to something a little bit nicer. We can also get crop rotation. Yes, sure. Vegetable farming, sure. We get edicts 2. Or just normal edicts. No, these are all edicts 1. The most important one is growth pause, because at the moment we have 243 out of 280, and although the beacon is turned off, people still have babies. Okay, if we research growth pause, we invented this thing called contraception that stops them having babies when there's no houses, because, you know, it's pretty hard to find new shipping containers when the world's gone to hell and there's no shipping anywhere. Yep, okay. Ramping done, transport balance is done, irrigated farms are done. We need to do tree planting. Okay, first off, we need to decide where we're going to put the trees. Yeah. I have too many trees as is. You know what? I'm going to put them down here near the dock. Because why not? Alright, we're going to put in a forestry town. Put you there. Edit designation. We're going to have this be our trees. Okay. We're going to have to edit area. Edit the area to match. Okay. So we're going to cut trees after 10 years, cut trees after 7.5 years, cut 5 years, blah, 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 blah. We need to have a tree planter. Can I get a trucky? I'm going to need a tree planter. I'm also going to need a sapling to plant in to make our trees. So I need to grab another farm, please. And we're going to need research for this, aren't we? Tree planting. Yeah, new building, tree planting. Yep. They come from our farms. Oh, we need an irrigated farm. Oh, did we research irrigated farm? We did research irrigated farm. Oh, champion. Okay, we're gonna pop an irrigated farm. Here works for me. Sure. We have a water pipe right there, which we're going to plug into. It's going to technically block trucks, but let's be honest, the giant farm in the way is going to block them anyway. And I can't change that yet. Tree sapling, fir tree, spruce tree. Okay. No, we're going to have to wait for this to be built. You don't let me. Okay, let's cancel everything. Let's get this one first. I think this might be required because this is crop rotation. It allows you to choose what goes in the crop. Otherwise, it just plants potatoes. I think we might need this one first. But this is the irrigated farm. The irrigated farm is well, has the advantage of it captures rainwater, much like the original farm, but also, if it's not raining, will, well, use some of the, I could call it town water, but let's face it, we don't really have a town. Use some of the water that we have available in pipes to make sure that our potatoes don't dry out. So we can see soil water level is fine, soil water level is fine, but when the weather stops and it dries out, we get sunny time, we're still cloudy weather, but even in cloudy weather, we can see the soil water level is going down, and then that means eventually, yeah, eventually we will start. Come on. I want to see this go lower. I can't remember how low it's got to go. It's like 20%. It's very low. Oh no, it's all the way down to like 6% or something. And then we crank on the crank on the irrigation, and then voila, we get to re-wet the soil, and it brings it back up to like 50%, and just hovers back and forth, just making sure that, you know, the soil stays wet enough that the crop doesn't have any damage. All right, so we just need to wait for crop rotation, and you know what? I'm an impatient man. Can we put in? Sure, put in 2 more. All right, you are going to be my tree planter. We're going to assign our tree planter to here. I'm not going to assign a tree harvester here just yet, because realistically, look, we've got trees everywhere. I actually really need them to go away. And one, oh, that was never built. It was never built. It was in pause mode the whole time. One thing you can do is actually just copy and set to 3 now. Is just chain multiple storages together. Just, we might build it the other way around. Yeah, build it the other way around. Chain multiple storages together. Okay, just so we can mass dump trees and just clear a bit of a space for a factory. Because I've been doing everything with a lot of direct insertion right now. Honestly, normally I do things with a whole lot more belts, but we're sort of limited by everything else in the way. Yeah, so you have to research crop rotation first. We want a tree sapling, and I'm going to intentionally set it to go directly to the next schedule. So we should make 72 tree saplings. I have no idea how big this plot is. Go on here. No idea. Can I also remove those rocks? I don't know who removes the rocks. Good question. Good question. All right, and you have a bunch of potatoes you can't get rid of. Okay, can I put in transports? We didn't research those. I want those, and then we'll throw you back in the queue, we'll throw you back in the queue, we'll throw vegetables in the queue, housing in the queue, retaining walls in the queue, research in the queue. Okay, all the things in the queue. All right, can I get a storage? Can I get a loose storage here and here? Oh, tree saplings are on flat storage. Oh, that makes our life so much easier. Okay, so we're going to put a unit storage here, and then a loose storage here, and then we'll just play connect the belts. That one goes to there, and that one goes to there. All right, once they're both built, potatoes will exit on the right, and saplings exit on the left. No idea where a sapling goes on a flat belt. I would sort of expect them to fall over, but maybe. That looks very dry. No, it's just lots of little dry saplings growing. Okay. No, they're fine. They're fine. Okay. There are all sorts of advanced mechanics with fertility of the different soils and all sorts of things, and you can use fertilizer to boost up your crops. Not something we're going to be covering during this live stream. No. That's something we'll cover. Yeah. There are dedicated tutorial videos for that. I have shot a number of them. All right, can I just get my trees, please? Or just want a tree? All right, meanwhile, is this storage built? Okay, this storage is built. So, we have plenty of wood in the front one. And construction parts are going in. And where is Mr. Tree Harvester? Okay, why are trees not going in? Oh, because it's set to off. Okay, I want on, so I want import at the front. And then I want export at the rear. So everything in the middle can't import or export. All the wood has to go in here, and it's just going to flow through and out the other side. All right, so now the logs are running the right way. We should be good to go. All right, so whilst we wait, can we at least send the ship off exploring? Oh, we should start repairs on that. And can I go to our dock and say, start loading the ship? So I need 89 more construction part 2s. We have 200, so they should get shipped over fairly quickly. As for you, can I work out how to squeeze a second one of these in here? Because obviously our brick production is what's holding us up. So can we copy that building? Can we grab plumbing off here? All right, can I grab belt? Belt's gonna be the easy one. Can we plug a belt in there? We're gonna have the coal still dropped off manually via the trucks. As for our plumbing, well, I guess that sort of works. Sure, let's go with that. We're gonna grab our exhaust stack and pop that one there as well. All right, that at least double up our brick production. It's not gonna go into storage, and honestly, we could fix it. We could also just leave it, and I'm happy to, for right now, just leave it. All right, can we get up? Follow. He's got some saplings. He's gonna go off and plant some trees. Let's go. Oh, one sapling down. Just got a little shovel on the end. Okay, let's not look through the ground too hard. Okay, now of course, according to what we've set on here, they're not going to be ready for 10 years. So they're going to take a minute or two to grow. And he had how many? 8 in his hand, and the other 43 are over here. So we don't need too many farms to do, well, tree saplings to make it little forests. The catch is it's going to be a while until they're all ready. On top of that, I do believe we now have decorations. We can even plant some annoying pests around the place, you know, to decorate the houses. Sorry, I meant trees. I meant wildlife and trees, you know, around the place to annoy us in the future. Yeah. He's got off to go grab some more. We are so out of coal. Okay, so we're out of coal, which means we either have a truck problem or an excavator problem. As there's one truck here available and the other one's missing, I think we just need to assign another truck across. Because, actually, let's click on that. Can I click on? So one truck's there, and there's our third truck. So yeah, we just need another truck. Another truck to come help. Okay, we can finish with that. We can... our ship's back and docked. We're loading it. Are you fully loaded? You have those construction parts. Okay, can we repair that and send you off? And we also research the other edicts. So now we have the ability for growth pause, so we can stop the people having babies. It's not super important just yet, but you know, it's an option. We also have access to the farming boost, so farm yield increased by 10%, water demands also increase it by 10%. So, you know, let's cut down the amount of farmland we need. The maintenance, which we covered earlier, also we can increase the population, so make them have babies faster. We can kick out people. That's always an option. We can do the food saver or the plenty of food. This one's going to cost us unity. This one will give us unity. Technically, if you do the two at the time, you end up not getting any unity, and they just eat 5% extra food. You know, in case you were always curious. All right, we have repaired the oil rig. So now what I could do is I could send people across here to... actually, it's already sent people across here. So it's paused currently. Can I unpause you? Yeah, okay. So it would take 36 available workers over here and cost us 0.8 unity per month. And it would give us crude oil. Now, we could load that crude oil on our ship. So our ship is currently... has 44 rubber, the 64 copper, and the 22 vehicle parts we had already. I click load vehicle, and I have some crude oil, which we could bring back to the base. But on top of that, there is also the option of a cargo dock. Can I get a shipyard? Oh, do I have any straight coastline? Actually, that's pretty straight. That's the shipyard. No, that's our main ship. Did we do cargo dock? No, cargo dock is, yes, behind research 2. Okay, so it's a little way away. One thing we can do is we can say start repairs on that and actually have us grab 240 iron, which we have plenty of to actually go repair the cargo ship, so at least we can have one. Can I send you off to explore a little bit more, see if we find more pirates? All right, where are we up to? So we're waiting on the research lab 2. We're about to unlock better housing. We've worked out crop rotation. So crop rotation just means I can put in 2 different crops or 3 different crops. Also, there is a penalty for, well, not rotating crops. So if I put in vegetables with our potatoes, we no longer have that penalty. The catch is, well, each of the different crops require different amounts of water. And one of the things is this only holds potatoes for the food market into the houses. So I need a separate food market to cover us for veggies. My other option is I could just say, look, you know what? We're just going to have green manure. So skip. Yeah, we're going to have green manure, which will increase the fertility of the land because it gives it a chance to rest before, you know, it runs again. The catch is, well, it's all running on rainwater on this particular farm. This farm, on the other hand, well, it's irrigated, so it's going to run a lot better in the long run. Okay, Mr. Shippy found... no, okay, crop rotation we've spoken about. Location explored. We found some rubber, some copper, and some vehicle parts. Hooray. Mr. Ship comes back. We've unlocked housing 2, which I definitely want to build. Let's get you up and running. Housing 2 unlocked just the housing. We have vegetable farming. We've spoken about that. We've got the edicts. We've spoken about that. Vehicle management unlocked. We gave us up to 70 trucks now. And the conveyors, we don't really need to talk about these, but these are, you know, sorters. We can actually have multiple things on a belt and sort it out along the way. Is there anything I haven't covered? I think I've covered just about everything. We're still very, very much in the early game. Early game. Did we ever get it across to that island? No. But we did get access to, or we're researching it now. G. No, we're not researching it yet. Terrain leveling. Terrain leveling just means rather than me having to make sure I have the right amount of mining and dumping, I could just say, just make this to here level. But that is still a little way away. As we can see, it's, well, an awful lot of trash, which is the bright colored stuff. A little bit of dirt, which is down growing grass on it. And, well, that's really about it. Yeah. And we just got access to, can I get rid of those little dots, please? Retaining walls. Retaining walls let us dig deeper into the ground. So our coal mine is probably going to be the perfect example. We can see this goes underground. If I press the, L, can I turn off that? There we go. If I press L, I can see that, well, let's go with a short one. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 levels of coal there underneath 1, 2, 3 layers of rock. So if I bring up the mining designation, we're just going to remove this, and I hit the Q to go down. So we'd have 3 layers worth of rock. So that goes there. And then at -7, so we're looking for -10. So -10. Yeah, that's the bottom layer of the coal all the way down there, which is going to require some serious digging, which is why we get access to retaining walls. Unfortunately, they need concrete slabs rather than bricks, and our concrete slabs are hidden behind our limestone, which is over here on a separate island that I can't access yet, which sort of limits our options. This is one of the reasons why this island is harder than most. Normally your limestone and a lot of other resources would be very, very close and all really within your starting area, so you can access all of them. Oh, look at our saplings grow. They're doing well. They're doing well. All right, we've loaded up the cargo for the damaged cargo ship. Can we send Mr. Shippy off to there to repair that guy? We can't drive it home yet because we don't have anywhere to park it, but we can drive it over there at least. And then we can send him off to go find out whether there's another pirate we can go play with. As for our tree chopping, we're getting there. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Definitely wrong button. Yeah, I want all the trees gone. We want to control the trees to a neatly organized area like this. So hopefully we can, well, get them out of the way so we can build a factory. Not sold potatoes, ship delivered to the damaged cargo ship. Great. Can we find out what's there? I wonder if there's another pirate. Wondering if there's another pirate, and we're up to extremely busy trucks. So extremely busy trucks means we'll just add a couple. Add a couple. We've got the resources to spare. We're down to 8 workers, so we don't really have a lot of resources to spare. But by the same token, you're making oil. Is cost us Unity, but we can always truck that, well, ship that oil back. So we can actually send off our main ship to go pick up that oil and bring it back, rather than setting an automated cargo ship. Automated cargo ship, definitely a better way to going, but by the same token, our little fishing trawler can hold a lot of oil. Oh, that I didn't see coming. Exploring, and that would be a pirate that actually shot us in the butt. Okay, you're gonna have to come home and get repaired. All right, not enough maintenance 1 means I haven't been watching this. We are out of mechanical parts, which is a shipping issue. Yes, because they're extremely busy, they aren't getting the mechanical parts out of this building and into there fast enough. All right, we can solve this. We're going to solve this with 2 of these. We're also going to put in just a little bit of storage with the planning mode on, please. Can I put... actually, let's go with 1 here and 1 here. We can run this in nice and tight. So this will be one of the 2 products. The other product we're going to run up to this level. Yeah, and then down and in there. So that means, nope, that's off, that's off, that's off. We should be able to run you across to there and then into there. And cool. And we should be able to put mechanical parts in there and also electronics in there. And then if we press the pause button, drag over all those, they should build, and they should, if I set this to partially keep full and this partially keep full, we should be able to start belt fitting things in. And you can't reach, where are you trying to go? Oh, really? You're stuck in by the own trees. Really? Navigation overlay. Oh yeah, you're stuck in between a tree and a rock. Cool. We can send this to the vehicle, to the depot, to be scrapped for parts, or we can recover it. If we click recover, it magically disappears and then pops out here instead. Suddenly unstuck. Yeah, that works great for me. It's a simple solution to a simple problem. All right, terrain leveling tech. So now I have this button, and this button is the best of both worlds. Can I go, actually, let's go here. So if we just go right the way across, we can see green is fill and orange is cut. So we can see there's a little bit of fill and a little bit of cut in here. There's a little bit of fill and a little bit of cut in this tile, and so on and so forth. Very, very handy if you just want to build a bridge, which is sort of what we were doing already right here, which has still got a while to go. But we have now researched everything up to the research lab 2, which is going to require more of those mechanical parts and electronics to get in the lab equipment, which means we need to actually have proper automation. It is also where I think we should leave this live stream. We've done pretty well. We've got a little fledgling colony up and running. It is running. It has, well, in theory, no issues. Maintenance will be recovered. We have plenty of oil for right now. But yeah, plenty of oil in the ground for right now to make plenty of diesel. Obviously, we're going to want better research in the future to make this more efficiently. We have plenty of power. In fact, I can turn off one of those entirely and still have plenty of power. Well, okay, I take that back. Not quite plenty of power. We have plenty of power. We have 0 people free, although we do have housing 2 now, which means, well, we actually upgraded them from, well, living in a shipping container into something that better resembles a house. We have plenty of food, 41 months worth. We can now plant trees and continue to make bricks for more construction parts. So the only thing I can see we're short on is really more coal, which is probably a case of add another truck and probably, if I had enough time, add another small excavator. But this is, like I said, seems like a good spot to leave this particular live stream. As always, I need to thank you guys for catching the stream, enjoying the stream, hopefully. If you want to see more content from me, you can catch me over at YouTube. That is, well, down the bottom right hand corner. YouTube, JD Plays. JD Plays. I've played a lot of Captain History. I think I'm up over 1,000 hours now, and have a number of tutorial videos. So if you get stuck, by all means head over there, or if you just want to sit back, relax, and go through a Let's Play, by all means swing by. Anyway, with all that said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed,